Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Satvika. So in this video I'm gonna discuss the second part of my previous video, which is chapter 9 of science, soil. So we have learned the importance of soil and then how soil is getting polluted. And then we have seen the soil profile. So what is soil profile and the 4 layers of soil profile. So, and we have seen the structure of the soil profile, right? So the first layer is A horizon, and then second layer or the middle layer, which is B horizon, and third layer is C horizon, and the fourth layer of soil profile is bedrock. So, and before going to the definitions of this 4 layers, we have learned the 3 meanings, which is humus, weathering, and parent rock. So once again, let us once recapitulate what is meant by humus, weathering, and parent rock. So humus means the decaying matter in the soil is known as humus, and weathering means when soil is formed, the rocks break down. So this process is known as weathering. So weathering takes place because of the temperature and climatic conditions of the place. So parent rock means the nature of the soil, that is its texture and availability of minerals. So it depends upon the rock from which it is formed. So this rock is known as parent rock. So in layers of the soil, we have seen what is meant by horizon A, horizon B, horizon C, and bedrock. So we'll start with how soil is formed. So when we know that the soil is formed from weathering of the parent rock, and the texture of the soil is dependent upon the parent rock only. So this process takes time 100 years. So it may take 100 years of time to form the fine soil. Okay, so in the first stage of soil formation, the soil is generally non-porous in nature. So then it slowly turns into soil having air and water in the pores. So we can tell that soil is a mixture of rock particles and humus. So based on the size of the particles and textures of the soil, it can be divided into various types. So first let us see the types of soil. So there are 4 types of soils: clayey soil, loamy soil, sandy soil, and silt soil. Done. So now let us see what is meant by clayey soil. So clayey soil consists of fine particles. So it has less space between them. So there is no much space between the particles of clayey soil, and they are not well aerated like sandy soils. So the tiny gaps between the particles, they allow the absorption of water in the clayey soil easily, and they are able to hold water, and so they are suitable for the growth of different kinds of plants. So they allow the absorption of water in the clayey soil, and they do hold water. So it is suitable to grow the different kinds of plants in the soil. Now what is meant by loamy soil? So loamy soil contains a similar amount of large and small particles in them. So this is the combination of sandy, clay, and silty soil. So loamy soil also contains humus, and so loamy soils also can hold water in appropriate amounts and support the growth of plants. So they are called agricultural soils because of their fertility and appropriate texture. So loamy soil contains good amounts of calcium. Now what is meant by sandy soil? So sandy soil has big particles that have large spaces between them. So the spaces between these particles are filled with air. So these are well aerated soils. and because of this large spaces, the water can easily penetrate through the particles of soil. So sandy soils, however, they cannot hold the water. So sandy soils are light, aerated and dry in nature. So sandy soils lack much nutrients, hence it do not support the diverse growth of plants. So last one, which is silty soil. So the silt soil particles are smaller than that of sandy soils but larger than clayey soils. So silt soil can hold water to some extent because of its fine quality. So they are generally found near the water bodies like river, banks and lakes. So they are rich in nutrients and they are highly fertile and they are suitable for agriculture. So they are often mixed with other soils to improve the fertility of the soil. So now comes the particle size in soil, in sand, silt and clay. Okay, so this is the picture where you are observing the particle size in sandy soil, in silt soil, and clayey soil. So now comes the properties of soil. So what is the so let us see the properties of soils. So first comes the percolation of water through the soil. So this percolation can be defined as the property of the soil. So it allows the flow of water through it. So the rate at which the water percolates or moves through soils may vary in different kind of soils. So some soils absorb water while others allow it to flow through them. So this rate of percolation can be calculated by the percolation rate, which is the So now comes moisture. So this moisture is the amount of water that is present in the soil. So even a dry soil has some amount of moisture in the air. So however, the clayey soil has the highest content of moisture. So the question, so why air above farmland appears during the daytime? So we know that the soil contains water. So due to sunlight, the soil from the soil begins to evaporate and turns into water vapor. So this water vapor, when reflects the sunlight, it appears as if it is shining, and so the air above the soil makes the land look shimmery. So third comes absorption. So every soil has a water absorption capacity. So it depends upon how porous the soil is. The clayey and loamy soils are most porous, and so they can retain water in large quantities. So that is why crops can grow over these soils. So sandy soil, on the other hand, do not absorb the water, and it do not support much vegetation. So fourth comes the texture. So the texture is the size of particles of the soil. So different kinds of soils have different texture. So fifth comes the color. The color of soil. So different soils have different colors as well. So this is because of the minerals and nutrients which are present in the soil. So some soils are black in color because of presence of humans and minerals, while some are red because they have iron in large quantities in them. So these are the different colors of soil. Okay, so that the different shades of brown, no? Yes. So sixth one comes, which is air content. So soil is made up of particles of different sizes. So these particles can be loosely bound or tightly bound. So the air often occupies the space in between these particles. So this allows life to sustain in the soil, such as microorganisms. So soil properties. So soil and crops. So different kinds of soils are found in different regions because of the factors that decides the soil structure of the place. So what are the different factors? Temperature, humidity, rainfall, sunlight and winds. So these different kinds of soils are found in different regions because of these factors, and it decides that the soil structure of the place. So the type of crops that will grow in the soil depends upon these factors as well as the properties of a soil. So now what is soil erosion? So when the top layer of soil gets removed, it is known as soil erosion. So the soil erosion mainly occurs when the soil is left loose without vegetation, or when deforestation occurs. So in such a situation, strong winds and flowing water or rainwater takes away the topsoil. So and therefore it decreases its quality. So this kills the organisms which living inside the soil. So the roots of the plants and trees keep the soil together and allow several microorganisms to grow and survive there. So it is always advised to plant more trees and avoid deforestation. So with this we are done with soil. What is soil erosion? Not only we are done with soil erosion, we are done with chapter 9, soil. So thank you so much for watching this video. So for more videos, just subscribe my channel and click the like button if you like this video.